Welcome to English News Bulletin. I'm Jyoti, bringing to you today's headlines first. Assam flood situation remains serious. Prime Minister reviews Assam floods. Four killed in Cachar factory blast. Assam government announces compensation. Parliament faces repeated disruptions over paper leak issue. Reserve Bank of India expected to hold repo rate steady through 2026. Middle East tensions ease, but concerns remain. Now the news in details. More than 5.24 lakh people across several districts continue to be affected by the floods. The reported death toll has risen to 68, although water levels are gradually receding in some areas. Relief and rehabilitation operations are continuing, with authorities providing shelter, food, medical assistance and other essential support to affected communities. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has reviewed the flood situation in Assam and assured the state government of full support from the centre for rescue, relief and rehabilitation operations. During a discussion with the state leadership, the Prime Minister said the central government would provide all necessary assistance to help those affected by the floods. Rescue teams, relief distribution and rehabilitation efforts are continuing across the flood-hit districts, with both state and central agencies working together to assist affected communities. At least 4 workers were killed and several injured in a major explosion at a steel and rod manufacturing unit in Udharband, Cachar district. The blast caused extensive damage inside the factory, prompting an immediate emergency response. Police, fire service personnel and rescue teams rushed to the site, while the injured were shifted to nearby hospitals for treatment. Authorities have secured the area as investigation continued to determine the cause of the explosion. The Assam government has announced an ex gratia of Rs 5 lakhs for the families of each deceased worker. The state has also ordered a formal inquiry into the incident to establish the cause of the blast and identify any lapses in safety measures. Officials said further action will be taken based on the findings of the investigation. Both the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha witnessed repeated disruptions as opposition parties protested over the alleged examination paper leak issue and raised other demands. Amid the uproar, discussions are underway on proposed legislation aimed at strengthening action against the use of unfair means in public examinations. The proposed law seeks to enhance measures to prevent paper leaks, improve the integrity of recruitment and entrance examinations, and ensure stricter penalties for those involved in examination-related malpractice.
एग्जाम पे प्रधानमंत्री जी ने देश को आश्वासन दिया और जो प्रमुख एक्टिविस्ट जिन्होंने भूख हड़ताल किया, सोना मांगचुक जी ने भी अपना अनशन तोड़ा है और चर्चा के लिए उन्होंने भी मांग किया है। तो फिर देश के सामने में अब हम चर्चा नहीं करके बहाना बनाएंगे तो ये अच्छा संदेश नहीं जाएगा। और माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी ने आश्वासन दिया कि एग्जाम पेपर लीक को लेकर के कठोर कानून लाने जा रहे हैं, ये आश्वासन भी दिया हुआ है।
According to Reuters survey of economists, the Reserve Bank of India is expected to keep the policy repo rate unchanged for the remainder of 2026. The decision is expected to reflect concerns about supporting economic growth even though inflation is projected to remain above the RBI's medium-term target of 4%. Economists surveyed by Reuters believe the central bank will prioritize sustaining the recovery and maintaining financial stability over further monetary tightening. While inflation remains above the target, it is expected to stay within the RBI's tolerance band, giving policymakers room to keep borrowing costs steady. The RBI's upcoming policy decision will continue to be closely watched by businesses, investors, and borrowers for signals on inflation, growth, and the broader economic outlook.
By heightened uncertainty, disruptions to key trade routes and supply chains, increased market volatility, and cautious business sentiment. Let me at the very outset emphasize that the Indian economy entered this episode of global turbulence with much better fundamentals than in previous similar episodes. We remain confident to withstand these shocks with minimum pain. Nevertheless, it is important to not only confront and address these challenges, but also at the same time take this as an opportunity to further enhance our resilience. Global economic outlook remains clouded by the continuing geopolitical impasse in West Asia, as sharply escalating energy prices and global supply chain disruptions continue to hinder economic activity.
Iran and the United States have continued to hold fire, raising cautious hopes that the recent escalation may be easing. Diplomatic efforts involving regional and international partners are continuing, with a focus on preventing further conflict and encouraging dialogue. However, the United Nations has warned that the broader security situation in the Middle East remains fragile. The UN has urged all parties to exercise restraint, noting that even isolated incidents could reignite tensions and threaten regional stability. Meanwhile, global oil markets are closely monitoring developments. Investors remain alert to any disruption that could affect energy supplies or shipping routes, particularly through key maritime corridors, where instability could have a significant impact on international oil prices and global trade. Here we come to the end of today's news. Stay tuned for our latest news updates.